Here we go. Now the start to this game, it really threw me off. Because to see a play like that, I know their coach was pissed. They seen that turnover on the first play of the game, the one you already got written up, and they cut back down, they get the bucket. Now, people right here on the sideline. It's tolerable. It's like, okay, it's one. All right, we'll push through it. We'll push through it. All right, we good. And then boom, she comes back down. All right, way to make up for yourself. Knock down the three, all right? Go knock down the three. But mind you, she had that first turn where she just threw a second one, bro. This shit was looking crazy. Look. This shit was a bad start to this game, all right? This is a bad start. But it's not as bad as you would think in real time, because all these problems, these turnovers, they're all in our own control. So now it's just like, oh, I got to make better decisions. I got to just relax, settle down, let the nerves get out, and just start playing my game, just start hooping. It wasn't looking too pretty because Caitlin Clark was getting going. And now I want to talk about this right here. Alexis Morris has some great mental fortitude to be able to endure this hot start by Caitlin Clark and still keep guarding. I think that's overlooked from all defenders. And so, boom. If you're playing a player that's really good off the ball, right? If you want to be able to run them off that line, you cannot stay on that inside. And when I say the inside, I mean right here between her and the rim. Because if you're going to try to get over that screen, you probably will get clipped, and then that's how she's going to get her space and get into her shot. So you'll see literally the best defenders, greatest defenders all time. You name them, they probably do it. If there's a player they want to run off the line, instead of trying to stay on that inside, they hop to their outside and get to that outside shoulder and chase them and shadow them. Because at that angle, you cannot get hit. Let's it off. Now, when you see that first defender go underneath that screen, you always want to try to get that re-screen to make them go over that screen, and so you could actually be able to get into space instead of them getting under, beating you to your spots. Now, think of this as if she did get this re-screen right here. Boom, you get this re-screen, you allow her to fully commit to that left side, and then you go back to the baseline, then she actually gets hit by the screen, whereas right now she's at a position where she kind of only splits it and is still able to get back to the other side. All right, and now that call right there kind of sums up all the calls that were made throughout this game. Super bullshit and super soft. Boom, look at this replay, right? Tell me, did she foul her? Like, come on. These bad calls were going both ways. To LSU, to Iowa. It's just that Iowa ended up racking up more of them. And by the way, make sure you subscribe, like, and turn on notifications because we drop breakdown videos daily. And if you want to catch my breakdowns live, make sure you go hit that link in the description, go follow, and let's get right back to it.
We have to improve, and it starts right now. We've got to run offense. We've got to use ball fakes, and we've got to box out. She's playing hard enough right now.
Peep this, though. Now, you see Morris trying to attack Caitlin Clark, right? Especially off this first one, right? You're trying to attack Caitlin Clark, but the way you want to go about this attack is to put more pressure on her, is to expand the distance at which she has to guard and which she has to cover. So if you get more towards this middle, you're really either going to force a switch or you're going to force her to show, and then your other defender's going to come back and recover. Now it's going to leave your other teammate open for a little while. So if you really do want to attack her, put pressure on her, you got to really get into space, really stretch the defense out, and force them to make a decision. Like I was saying, Morris is she's still guarding. Regardless of 4 or 5 threes to start the game off, she's still guarding. And eventually, you're going to end up getting rewarded for your effort. Now, boom. She came in the game, and that's really what separated that gap. Because like I said, LSU had foul trouble with their stars. So did Iowa. But on LSU's part, they came in that game, and they made up that gap. Their bench players just got hot. They're ready to go. And that's really when it comes to preparation. Because if you're prepared, you stay ready, your moment's going to end up coming. Your moment's going to arrive. You will not be able to maximize that moment unless you stay prepared. And I guarantee you, there's players that come off the bench who have these moments are not luck. It's just not like, oh, it just happened to have a lucky day. Nah, it's an accumulation of days and days and days waiting for the moment. And then once you get that moment, you're able to maximize and make the best out of it. Boom, another one. She had like what, 20 in the goddamn first half, bro? 20 in the first half, bro. So literally, like, even if they did have, say, Angel Reese on the floor, would she score 20 like she just did? I'm telling you, it be these players that come up in these big time games. It's just like, damn, how the hell this shit happen? Nah, it's an accumulation of work that just happened, that ends up occurring throughout time. And boom, her right here, number 13. She came in the game, right? Player off the bench. Probably doesn't get too much burn throughout games. But she came in the game and got Caitlin Clark 2 offensive fouls. And that left Caitlin Clark with 3 fouls in the second quarter. So for her to come in and say, okay, I'm going to step up. I'm going to guard the best player in the nation, the best player in the tournament at this point, and be able to just make her work. That's all you can do. You just make her work. And then you make them work, they're going to end up fucking up sometimes. They may stick an arm out, boom, offensive foul. They may literally do something that's uncharacteristic. Before you know it, boom, foul trouble, out the game. It could be something so subtle, but all you could do as a player that's on the bench is come in and be ready. And once you're ready, make the best of what you got. What I really want you to peep is who made that steal. 0 right here. She made that steal. She got a hand on that. And notice how she makes up for her teammate. She gets backdoored, right? Easy lane should be right there and then. Boom, drop down. She should get straight to the rim, get a layup. But instead, she helps her teammate because even though she messed up, she's her teammate. So if somebody's your teammate, you see them fuck up. Don't just sit there and watch them fuck up. Try to help them out. Try to recover for their mistakes because they're your teammate at the end of the day. You're all playing for the same purpose. So why are you going to sit back and watch them fuck up and be like, oh, it's their fault? It's not my fault. Their fault. They did it. What are you doing that for? You all got the same reason you're playing is to win the game. And if you don't give yourself a chance by trying to make up for what they did, you'll never know if that would have been able to happen. So it literally makes no sense why you could be somebody standing in help and see your teammate get backdoored or see somebody get crossed over and then see somebody attacking and just sit there and watch it. Go help them out. They're your teammate, bro. So she gets backdoored. She drops back and gets a hand on this ball. And then ends up getting the ball in transition. Boom. Even though she got backdoor, she ends up getting the 2. Help your teammates, man. Yeah, that kind of just sums up how this like first half went right there, bro. Bro, you hitting bank threes, you know some good shit gonna happen. Like Russ, goddamn, like a week ago playing the Grizzlies, they came in the game, second shot of the game, boom, off the glass. This nigga stupid as hell. He said Ice Spice could shoot. Damn. Just wild as fuck. Now going back to that same concept I was talking about where I was saying you've got to help your teammates even if they mess up. Now going back to the part where say you're in a situation like this where you gamble. You try to jump this lane. Now you're kind of out the play. And so boom. Angel comes over on this help, but if you gamble and your teammate comes over to help you, you got to go back and help them. You got to extra rotate this situation right here. You should even think about trying to get back in front of the player that's already attacking because you're not going to get back in front. They're already several feet ahead of you and they're going downhill. So you're not getting back in front. So they help you, you help them. You just literally make that switch. X rotate. And then boom, Angel has to go help and then try to go get back to hers. That's just super tough to do. Ball moves faster than the player. Now, Angel Reese, she averages the most offensive rebounds per game in the country, right? It's not by, she's just straight up bigger. She does little things that allow her to get position early on. So then once that shot does go up, she's in good position to get it. So boom. You saw a little arm, right? That little like swim move right there where she pushed her arm a little bit. You may be like, oh, she pushed her arm. That's not no foul, by the way. She's trying to get a hand on her early, but that's not going to do nothing. You're not keeping her off the boards. You're not staying physical. If you're going to try to get your work done early, get your work done early. Get low, get in the spot, really hold her off and not just get a touch for where she is. Because literally by putting her arm on her, this allows her to engage and literally be able to swipe her arm off, throw the momentum away and for Angel Reese to get underneath and get this offensive rebound. Does it every time. She's always going to find a way to get herself in good position when that shot goes up. Now, boom, this pocket pass. This is something I see a ton in the NBA get stopped, but I don't see it too often in like college basketball in general, where you got this player playing the drop and then they easily allow this pocket pass to go through because they don't have this foot active. Now you're like, okay, why'd you have your foot active? Just to kick the ball. Literally just to kick the ball. Are you going to allow somebody to get an easy pocket pass, roll to the rim? Or would you rather kick the ball and prevent that easy two? To me, I'm making them take that ball back out and get my defense reset instead of allowing this pocket pass to get through. So anytime you'll see players like Embiid or Jokic who play the drop a lot, that foot that's on that outside would be active in that pocket pass lane. So that now if they do try to get that pass down low, they just kick it, ball goes out to the side. And their hands are the ones that are covering the lanes at the top. So it just really discourages any pass that gets through right here. And maybe the only option that you may have is a lob pass. But a lob pass, ball's in the air for a little longer. Now you have a little more time to recover. Maybe even a little better than just the regular pass on a roll. Same thing with Angel Reese. If you're going to try to get her off the glass, you got to at least try to get your work done early. Like I was saying, she's going to always try to get underneath you when she sees the shot go up. And you've really got to get your work done way early if you want to keep her off the glass. And when I'm saying way early, you got to kind of even recognize these situations and then say, okay, I got to make sure I'm between her and the rim at all times. Forget just watching the ball. I got to make sure I'm in good position on her because she's not engaged in no actions at this moment. Since she's not engaged in no actions, you shouldn't really have to worry too much about what's going on the ball. Unless the ball gets a little closer, then boom, you could go over and help. But if not, make sure you still have good positions for once that shot does go up. But now, Reese is able to get underneath, get that rebound, and boom, she gets it. But it also helps because she's just straight up just bigger. She is bigger, but if you're going to be a smaller player, you got to, like I said, get your work done early. Another one. This sucks because it could have been prevented if you're just in help position. Because, boom, you got a front, but you got a front with no help. And it makes no sense to be attached to this player right here on this block because she's right here on this block. She's several passes away, and that's a pass that will never get thrown. So you can literally just step off a few feet and be able to discourage this pass from getting in. Then, boom, ends up getting the foul, and that was her fourth. She had a reason to talk her shit. She definitely did have a reason to talk her shit. And I ain't gonna lie, people have been throwing a lot of slander and a lot of talk and chatter about like her and the taunting shit or like saying this and that and names and all this shit. But like, y'all don't like toxicity in basketball, bro? They don't like it or something? Like, has basketball just become, oh, you just shake hands, it's okay, we just be friends, everything and whatnot? Bro, it's a sport, it's competitive, bro. It can't go on. I feel like that's an aspect of the game that's kind of, you've got to limit it, of course, because TV and ratings and all this other shit, you can't allow no malice at the palace to go on. But allow it to happen a little bit, like the little gestures, little taunts, like that stuff. Let that shit slide, bro. I ain't know people just want people to shake hands after playing a game like this where everybody's so passionate about, and just to be all cool with it and develop no bad blood, no animosity between your opponents who you may be playing over and over and over again throughout the years, and you're legit competing for championships. So of course there's gonna be some animosity between certain players. So like, kind of let that shit slide a little bit, bro. People be a little too sensitive. They be taking this shit a little too deep. Like that, you can't that John Cena shit that she did. Like, bro, shit not that deep, bro. Oh, she walked her down and she taunted in her face. Let that shit go, bro. You way too soft for this shit. And boom, right there. That's what Caitlin Clark got called for a tech. And that really fucked him up because techs in college count as personal fouls as well. So on top of having 3 fouls, she got the tech, which added another personal foul, which is 4. And now plays like this from their best player, like, well, what's the purpose? You got nothing out of this. It's not like you got fouled and you retaliated to send a point. Nah, you just grabbed the ball and you just threw it away. You got called for a tech. You know what I'm saying? Like, you'll see players like Draymond Green or LeBron James or Patrick Beverly, any of those guys who always chirping and talking, get techs because they're talking so much and they want to get a point across. So they'll get a tech for essentially a good reason. So you can actually work towards something and really deliver it home to the referees. Whereas you're doing a play like this, you just throw the ball to the side, you get a tech. What are you doing? You really just fuck them up. Fuck yourself up. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. Caitlin Clark got goddamn Steph Curry gravity in this motherfucker. Hey, peep this shit though. Peep this for real, bro. She seen the ball handler, right? And your coaches always tell you stop the rim first, but the rim's already getting stopped. Then you stop the ball. She sees the ball and she's Caitlin Clark without the ball and goes to Caitlin. That's wild. That's wild. That's gravity right there, bro. Put that assist into Caden Clark's books, bro. But this fourth quarter, though, Morris took over this fourth quarter. And you always got to need somebody to close out the game. You may not always know who will it be, but that person's always going to step up when the time calls them. And in this game, it was Alexis Morris. Like I was saying, if you work on defense, you will end up getting rewarded for your efforts. I don't know when, but if you fight, I'm telling you, through screens, through all those little stuff, you'll end up forcing those screeners to get some sort of moving screen or get underneath somebody's skin, get somebody cold, throw them off just for a little bit. If you just put the effort in, put the work in to do so. Closer right here, bro. And what really separates her game, though, as a lead guard is her pace and her poise. You'll see, like, in these big situations, even if they gave up a run, she'll come back down and still settle down the pace, remain poised, and not get rushed by the defense. Any of these times, you've seen her go into these actions at her own pace, her own speed. She does not try to force anything up. She does not try to force no passes through that shouldn't get thrown. None of that stuff. She doesn't force any shots that she doesn't feel comfortable taking. She just plays her own game and plays at her own pace. And that's critical to have, especially at a point where you were up about 20. Then they made a comeback, and now you're getting to this fourth quarter where they kind of cut that lead in half. Now you need somebody to really bring that pace back into your favor, bring that momentum back into your favor. You got Alexis Morris to really bring back that team's pace. Boom, though, dagger. Another one, bro. It's the pace and the poise, I'm telling you. Getting the clock down, waiting to attack when you want to attack, and then get into your spots. I'm telling you. I ain't gonna lie. This play right here, Loki really just told me a lot. This is a free throw that absolutely does not matter. You're up 16 with 53 seconds left in the game. And yet, Angel Reese is still crashing the glass. Nobody's boxing out. They already done gave up. They don't even want to fight no more. I know you down 16, but this kind of shows you a lot about who wants it. Then boom, like I said, you hitting bank threes, of course, good. Like, you already know good shit happen when you hitting bank threes, bro.